Why is it that in Western countries, walking into a room full of strangers is seen as an opportunity, while in many Eastern cultures, approaching someone directly feels inappropriate or even disrespectful? And why does something as common as networking feel so awkward, especially for introverts? The answer may lie in the deeper differences between East and West. Welcome to East and West Shared Stories, where we bridge cultures one story at a time. Today, we're diving into a common but uncomfortable experience: networking. Whether it's meeting new colleagues at a company event or making connections at a student mixer, networking can be challenging for anyone. But for introverts, it often feels like walking on stage without a script. And when we add cultural differences between Eastern and Western approaches, that discomfort can grow even deeper. Let's take a closer look at why networking feels so different across cultures, and how understanding those differences can bring us closer together. In many Eastern cultures, such as Japan, China, and Korea, relationships are built slowly and carefully. Social harmony, respect for hierarchy, and indirect communication are key values. Networking in these settings is not about standing out or being persuasive. Instead, it's about demonstrating sincerity, listening more than speaking, and earning trust over time. In Japan, there's a cultural concept called nemawashi, which refers to quietly laying the groundwork before making a proposal or decision. This kind of preparation isn't just practical, it's respectful. In a professional setting, an introverted person might thrive by taking time to observe, offering thoughtful input, and avoiding the spotlight. Assertiveness, in this context, can be seen as disruptive rather than impressive. Now, let's look at the Western perspective. In countries like the United States, Canada, and much of Europe, networking is seen as an essential tool for success. Making a great first impression, pitching your ideas, and showing confidence are often encouraged. In fact, people are frequently told to put themselves out there and sell themselves. While extroverts may find this energizing, introverts often feel like they're acting out of character, pretending to be more outgoing than they really are. But in these Western settings, boldness is often associated with leadership. Speaking up first, being visible, and showing ambition are interpreted positively. The goal of networking is efficiency: to meet people quickly, discover opportunities, and make a lasting impression. It's a fast-paced environment where silence might be misinterpreted as disinterest or lack of enthusiasm. Real stories reveal how these cultural expectations can clash. May, a graduate student from China studying in the United States, once attended a networking event with recruiters. She stood quietly, waiting to be introduced, believing that interrupting would be rude. Meanwhile, others around her were already handing out resumes and giving their pitches. Later, May said, "I thought being polite would help me stand out, but I just disappeared." On the other hand, Alex, an American businessman visiting South Korea, opened his first meeting with jokes and a confident handshake. He meant to break the ice, but his host responded with stiff smiles and minimal eye contact. For them, his approach seemed rushed and overly casual. In both stories, people weren't wrong. They were simply navigating different cultural scripts. These moments of discomfort remind us that awkwardness doesn't always come from personality. It often comes from cultural context. Eastern values tend to emphasize humility, group identity, and long-term relationships. Western values often emphasize individuality, self-confidence, and quick results. When introverts from either culture feel anxious about networking, it's worth asking, is it really about being shy, or is it about being asked to follow rules that don't align with your background? Understanding where those rules come from helps us see one another more clearly and compassionately. So how can we navigate these differences with empathy? If you're an introvert in a Western setting, remember that meaningful connection doesn't require being loud. Ask genuine questions. Listen closely. Let your presence speak. If you're in an Eastern setting, don't be afraid to take small steps toward visibility. Your quiet presence and thoughtful comments are powerful.
It's great to finally
And
meet
if
you
you're
in person.
crossing cultures,
Likewise.
take
I've heard a
time
lot
to
about
learn
your
the
team.
local rhythm.
The project launch.
Observe, ask, and adapt. When we approach each other with openness instead of assumptions, We build bridges instead of walls. Have you ever struggled with networking across cultures? Or maybe you found a surprising way to connect, even as an introvert? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more cultural insights from East and West shared stories. Keep exploring. Keep connecting. See you in the next story.